heart of the White Mountains of New Hampshire, Mount Washington rises majestically above the clouds, unique among its neighboring peaks. First climbed in 1642 by Darby Field, the quest for the summit continues to attract and challenge the adventuresome spirit. While on the sheer faces of Huntington Ravine, experienced climbers forge their technical skills. The winter season offers many challenges, as nature unleashes her fury and lashes out with Arctic temperatures and winds to rival those of any Himalayan summit. Throughout the winter months, ravishing northwest winds scour the summits and deposit vast quantities of snow into the deeply carved ravines of Mount Washington's east face. Among these great sculpted features is Tuckerman Ravine. As skiing was gaining popularity in the 1930s, small groups of individuals started venturing into Tuckerman Ravine. 1931 saw the first ski descent of the Headwall, and by the mid-30s the ravine was emerging as a major attraction to local skiers. 1933 saw the first in what was to become a unique ski race, the American Inferno. This tradition continues today with all the excitement of the early race days. A new day dawns, bringing with it the return of spring and the yearly pilgrimage, featuring a cast of thousands to whom this film is dedicated. This journey begins at the Appalachian Mountain Club Visitor Center in Pinkham Notch, New Hampshire, offering valuable condition reports and information for hikers and skiers alike. It is the gathering ground for all preparing to venture into the ravine. For the next 2.5 miles, skiers and spectators will travel the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. Personal pace, both mental and physical, is a process shared by all. So too are the many joys of a journey unfolding. Arriving at Hermit Lake, site of the AMC hut known as Hojo's, is a welcome rest to all before venturing into the ravine.
The first time I came to Tux was in 1936. And there were a total of 3 people. There are a few more today, as you can see.
Volunteer patrollers and Forest Service personnel welcome visitors and provide valuable safety information and condition reports for the day. It is always recommended to take the time to speak with them before heading up into the ravine. Young and old, skier, boarder, and spectators alike finally enter the floor of the ravine. As this diverse cast of characters stand before the headwall, one senses a unique camaraderie of spirit from spectators and participants as they enter this great glacial surf. The area, known as Lunch Rocks, serves as an observation post for Forest Service personnel and volunteer ski patrollers as they monitor the day's activities. Lunch Rocks is also the social gathering ground for most of the spectators who have hiked into the ravine. The joy of a day in the mountains has many rewards, but those who visit the ravine must realize that the mountains harbor many dangers.
There is ice above there, you can kind of see. The thing about some of the ice is it doesn't always follow your trajectory to start cartwheeling and turning occasionally.
Every fall and then through the winter, tons of ice form up on the headwall in Tuckerman Ravine. Throughout the spring, on the warm days, nice sunny days, when people are up here enjoying skiing, these are some of the times when the ice is most likely to fall. We try and encourage everybody to think about what's above them, at least assess the situation, and then have a plan in mind so that they're not taken by surprise when something does happen. Okay.
I started working up here as a snow ranger in 1960. We experimented with controlling avalanches when I first started up here. We started with an M1 rifle. We decided, well, maybe we needed something that would sit on a tripod. So we brought up a tripod and put the tripod on connection cache down here and put a 50 caliber machine gun on top of that. That didn't seem to work either because, once again, we still, even with the tripod, we didn't have the accuracy that we needed to get the ice down. One avalanche that came out of here in Tuckerman and went down over the connection, went down over the little Headwall, and went down the Sherburne ski trail for a ways. And that was tremendous. And the power of these avalanches is so tremendous, it's unbelievable. We used to open and close the ravine. We had a 10-point system for avalanche danger, and we had the 10 contributing factors to an avalanche. And each one of the contributing factors had a weight between 1 and 10. The biggest problem with that came with when do you open it back up? It's easy to close it, but then when do you open it back up? And there was nothing that said, okay, now it's safe. You had to go in and check out the snow conditions and actually go on the snow yourself before you would open it up to the public.
Skiers and boarders who have come to challenge their abilities must first progress with deliberate steps up the steep and exposed terrain. After the long ascent, skiers and boarders take time to reflect and prepare for the challenge ahead. The fears and joys of the moment are realized as skiers initiate the first turns of their descent. For some, the terrain proves unforgiving, with little room for error. As the afternoon shadows spread, visitors begin the long journey down. Arriving full circle at the Visitor Center, a time to share experiences and reflect on memorable days spent with family and friends in a truly unique setting. As the stillness of the night returns, a new day awaits, and with it, the return of all who seek the Tuckerman experience.